everybody, today I'm going to show you how to create these Airpods in Blender. So let's get started. So first I'm going to add some references of the Airpods. Then for extra I'm going to expand this area a little bit. Then click over here, then change here to 3D viewport. Then I'm going to view the camera over here, add some another references, and then put them near the camera. Like this. Then turn off this thing because we don't need it. But I'm not going to close this because it will be closed with the references. And then from up here, rotate the reference a little bit over this part like this. And so first we are going to set the origin to this part, and to do that hold shift, then click S, then set the cursor to world origin. So now if we add a cube, it won't be over here and it will be over here because I set the cursor to over here. So I'm going to move this a little bit downwards. Then we can start modeling it. So first go to edit mode, then subdivide it once, then hold Ctrl, then click 2 to add a subdivision surface modifier at the level of 2. Then scale it at the Z axis a little bit, like this. And now we can scale it until it matches with the reference. And if needed, go to edit mode, then open the wireframe mode, then deselect all by doing this, then in vertices selection, select some vertices, then if we just move it, we can see that it will be a bit more smoother. And so now we can just start doing this hole a bit over here. So I'm going to select these vertices, then this, then just scale them a little bit. But then you guys can hold shift and click Z to unscale it at the Z axis, a bit like this. Now in face selection, select these faces, then click I to inset them, then inset them a little bit over here, then press E, then extrude them inwards like this, then move it a little bit downwards, and then we can delete these faces because we don't need them. Then select these edges, then scale them at the y-axis a little bit to close these holes like this. Then select these edges, then hold Ctrl and click P to bevel them. Then hold Shift, then click A, then click over here to select all this edge loop. Then hold Ctrl, then click B to bevel it, and like this. Then scroll and then move your middle mouse upwards to add some cuts while beveling. Okay, so now I can deselect all, then continue shaping if needed. Like this. So now, to make this part, go to edit mode, then all, select the loop cut, then add a loop cut a little bit over here, then move this vertex a bit over here, and then select these faces. So now after adding some loop cut over here, then over here, select these faces, then extrude it, then extrude it a little bit like this. Then we can extrude it over here, then rotate if needed. Then go to edit, then go to preferences, then in the add-ons, write loop, then enable the loop tools. And so then right click, then in the loop tools, flatten this part, then select all, then select these edges, then move them a little bit upwards, then back in face selection, select this face, then right click, then in the loop tools, circle it to make a circle. Then unscale it at the z-axis, then scale it a little bit, then scale it at the z-axis like this. Then move it over here, then scale if needed, like this. Then if there are some ugly looking parts, you guys can select that vertex, then press G twice to slide it like this. So now I think we can just move this vertex like this to make this part a bit smoother, and then this vertex like this. Now we can just select these edge loops and then give it a slight bevel with some cuts like this. Then scale it if needed. Then we can just move this like this. Okay, and so now go to modifiers, then set the level to 1 and then apply it, then add another subdivision surface at the level of 3 and set it smooth. Then just select these edge loops, then give them a bevel without some cuts to smooth these parts. Now we can start to just try modeling this part, and so we are going to add some loop cuts, and so to do that, add some cuts to some part if needed, then select these faces, then click I to inset them, then in vertices selection, then select all, then slide some vertices if needed, like this. Then scale it at the x-axis a little bit, like this. And then select some faces like this. And if you guys can select the right faces, click K. Then add some cuts to make some new faces. Then click to spacebar like this. Then you will get that shape of cuts that you just did, like this. Now I'm going to insert this, but without moving anything. I'm going to scale it like this. Then select some corners. So now I'm going to slide some part. And so after smoothing this part, select that inner faces like this. And then extrude it inwards, and then delete the face. Then in edge selection, select this edge loop like this, then add a slight bevel, just make this part a bit flat but smooth. And so we can see here another this thing. So we are going to select these faces, then inset it a little bit, then slide some vertices, then select these faces, then extrude it inwards, then delete the faces, and then select this edge loop, then bevel it slightly. And there is one more hole over here, and so which is over here. And so to do that, select some faces like these faces. So then inset it slightly and then inset it, but if you guys are not able to like inset it more, inset it a little bit like this, then scale it like this. But I guess I don't need to scale it. Then I'm going to deselect some part. Then I'm going to like slide some parts to like make that part smooth. Like this. Then select these faces. And after just smoothing these parts, we can extrude it inwards like this. Then delete the face. Then select this edge loop. Then add a slight bevel. Like this. Now when we look at over here, we will see this thing, which we don't have for now. We are going to make it. So to do that, go to edit mode, then add here a loop cut, but then press E to like make it flat, then add a loop cut a bit over here, and then in go to edit mode, then like deselect these faces, then hold Alt, then click E, then extrude faces along an amount like this, then scale it at the Z axis like this. Then inset it slightly, a bit like this, then deselect all, then in edge selection, select these edge loops, then press G twice to slide down and then slide down like this. Then deselect all, then select these edge loops and then add a slight bevel like this. Then in face selection, deselect this edge loop. Then with this edge loop selected, Alt extrude face along on the mouse. This. Then delete the faces. Now select the link it by putting your mouse over here, then clicking L. So we select link, then scale it like this. So now I just see that there was a hole over here. And so to do that, add here a loop cut, then bevel it with one cut, like this. Then we'll just select these faces and inset them like this. And then add some loop cuts like this, then slide these vertices. Then select these faces, then extrude them inwards, then delete it. Then select these edge loops, then bevel them like this. And so now we are going to add some materials. So go to material preview, then add a new color, then like make it more white, then make the roughness 0 to make it shiny. Then I'm going to make it a bit black, and to fill these holes, select some parts, then duplicate it, then make it another object by pressing P, then selecting the selection. So then select this part, then in edit mode select all, then click F to fill that part, then move it a bit downwards like this, and then you guys have to just delete this material. So over here we don't need to make it shiny or like other things. We are going to add an image texture, then open an image to your liking. And so now it can just look like this. in the last video, I explained it how to like make some cool things like to fill this part, and I'm going to add the image which I made in the last videos. As I will select this part, then click over here, then in the image texture, add a new color. Then I'm going to go to edit mode, then click U to unwrap it. Then in the UV editing, I will scale this a bit just like this or this. Then rotate it at 45 degrees. Then continue this thing at the other four holes. So and if we look at this holes part, we have this strange thing like over here. And so to do that, do the same thing like by just duplicating the thing, then making another object. And now you can go to edit mode, then select all, then press F to fill it as I said, and then move it upwards. Then hold Control, then click F, then grid fill it, then go to here, then change the span to 3. Then like select these three faces, then click I to inset them, then scale them slightly like this, and then go to loop tools, then circle this, then scale this, then like select these vertices, then slide them like this, then select these faces, then move it like over here. Then at this part, you guys will have to delete the color, then add a new color, which is going to be black. And then to the other material, select the other white material, then assign this to this selection. Then in edge selection, deselect these edges, then hold shift, then click E, then click 1 to like make this part more circular. And now I'm going to just like scale this part a little bit, then like move it. Then I'm going to add the same image texture. And I am quickly going to like fill this hole. Okay, so I can just rotate this at the x-axis 90 degrees. Then I'm just going to put this over here. Then I'm going to flatten this part. And then to make the other part, select one of them, then like add a mirror modifier, then hold shift, then right click, then set the origin to the 3D cursor. But if we do that, that isn't going to go very well. And so to do that, I'm first going to select all, then set the origin to the center of mass, then first select the mirror modifier, then add a cube, and then scale it, then place it to its place. Then like I'm going to scale it at the y-axis a little bit. Then scale it at the x-axis like this. Then in edit mode, I guess I'll just like do this. We don't need to add the hole because I'm going to take a photo like this that the hole will not just look. So like you guys will not have to just do the hole here because but if you guys want, you guys can just add here the hole, but I'm not because I'm going to take a photo like this and the hole will not look at. Now we can select the plane, then the other things, then hold control, then invert the selection, and now I'm going to duplicate it, then place it over here. Then select one of the Airpods parts, then add a mirror modifier, then click over here, then set it to the cube. So now it will be fixed because the cube's origin is at the center between these two. So we are not going to spend time on trying to add the modifier to all of these individual parts. We are going to make something cooler. So just select these parts. Then lastly select this white part that you gave the mirror modifier. Then go to object. Then go to link striper data. Then select the copy modifiers, and with this we will have been copied the modifier from the airport that we give the modifier. And so to make these parts a bit rounder, as we see over here, I'm going to go to edit mode. Then I'll just move this a little bit downwards like this. Then this a little bit downwards too. Then I'm going to keep selected this part. Then in edge selection, I'm going to select these edges. And then I'm going to go to edit mode. Then hold Control and click A. Then apply the scale. Then go back to edit mode. Then bevel it with 5 cuts is good. Then click C to don't overlap each other or get pass through each other. Then click M, then merge them by distance so that the vertices at the same place which will be merged together. And when we look at the edit object mode, we can see that it is looking round. Now if we shade it smooth, it will look better. And so now we can duplicate this part, then rotate it at the x-axis 90 degrees, that's at the y-axis, then put it over here, then rotate it at the x-axis 90 degrees, then see if it's just close the AirPods like this. Now if we try to open this, it will look ugly, and so to do that we have to move this orange circle over here. And so to do that, go to edit mode, then in edge selection select this edge, then hold shift and click S, then select the cursor selected, then in object mode right click, then set origin to the 3D cursor. So now if we just rotate it, it will be rotated at the 3D cursor. So after that we can shift C, then set the cursor to vert origin. And over here I'm going to scale it at the y-axis a little bit, because if we just rotate it at the x-axis, it now will be passed from the upwards. Now to do the hole, go to edit mode, then add a loop cut over here, then select these edges, then inset it, but after that click I one more time to inset them individually. Then these edges, then in edge selection I'm going to select these edges, then bevel them, but then click V to bevel the vertices to make this part smoother. Now I can just extrude this part like this, then bevel it. going to just lift this a bit upwards, then add a plane that scale it like this, then select this part, then extrude it. And there you go. If you guys enjoyed my tutorial and if you guys like my videos, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.